Hello everyone, it's Tanis with H&H Sign Supply with my weekly live video. Every Thursday I go live at 3 o'clock Central Time to talk about new products or to show you a project to do with items that we sell. Thank you for joining us everyone. This week we will be painting this plate, or often called a charger, that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I have seen these there. I believe I may have seen them at Michael's, and I have seen them at Walmart. This one here is, it says it's a fall/farmhouse tableware. Hand wash only, not intended for food use. It doesn't say what it's made of, but it's like a hard plastic. But this one is coated. It looks like it's wood, but it does not have a smooth texture. It is kind of, it isn't smooth, it's kind of texturized. So what I'm gonna do today is use 813 stencil film, and I cut this out with my Cameo, and we are going to paint this design onto this plate. So this, like I said, this is not for food purposes. I believe if it got wet, it would probably kind of warp. So it's more of decorative purposes. When I'm looking at the edge, it looks like there's like a slight veneer of some kind of wood type of finish. So I'm going to show you how to, I'm going to tape this on, and then we're going to paint. The paint that I'm using today is kind of a mixture of a couple of things. What I like to do whenever I stencil stuff is I like to use chalk paint. And this is a sample of chalk paint. You can get it at Walmart, I know, and it's less than a couple of bucks for a little bottle of it. And there's several different colors. However, I do also have this acrylic paint too. I like it in a matte finish. It says quick drying. I have this one too. I was gonna use chalk paint, and I went to Walmart today because I'm a last minute kind of gal, because my black was nearly empty. And the only thing that they had was a large bottle, and I didn't really want to buy that. So I bought this acrylic paint in the black, so I'm kind of using both. But I like the quick dry because that way you can peel your stencil off much faster. And two, if you're mixing colors on top of each other, then you know, the first one's going to dry much faster. But that's one of the reasons I like the chalk paint, is because a little goes a long way with it, and it is a matte finish. It dries much faster. But like I said, I kind of waited last minute. They were out of several different colors at our Walmart, and so we're gonna make do. I don't think it really matters what kind of paint you use. I like a matte finish for indoor especially. Hi Regina. Hey Tracy, how are you? Good to see you. So thank you everyone for joining me. I'm gonna just jump right in and get started. I'm gonna flip my screen so you can see what I'm doing. Get rid of some stuff here. Okay, let me flip my screen. Okay, so I'm going to, normally I would tape this down, but this plate, I've done a lot of these plates, and usually they have kind of like an indentation right here, but this one doesn't. It's not flat, it is curved, but I do think that it has enough curve to where I couldn't tape this down. So I'm just going to take a chance here and see if I can't get it on there where it needs to be. So I already cut and weeded my image. Keep in mind, anytime you're doing stencil, you want to weed the positive of your image, not the negative around the image. The transfer tape I use is paper. Honestly, I like paper tape better. And since this vinyl is blue, there's enough contrast to where you guys can see. Although most paper tapes are a high tack, I feel like they are not as tacky as a clear tape. So I've done this stenciling a few times. The biggest thing is getting the vinyl to stick to your surface or getting your tape to release from the vinyl. And so that is a challenge. I'll stand up here. With this being a curved area, you kind of want to pay attention to that because it may not conform real well to the curves, but I think this is going to be enough, at least amount of curve to where I can get that to conform. So I'm going to start with my squeegee in the middle, and I'm just going to kind of work it. I may have to use my hand a little bit. So this one is a little bit challenging because it kind of curves up there, but I wanted the image to be really large. And this one is kind of tricky because we've got this stem right here, and it's nearly going off the plate, but I really think we're going to be okay. Once we peel that stencil off, we'll be able to tell. So I'm going to give it a good squeegee here. Okay, see if my tape will release. Get it to come apart there. There we go. So far, it seems to be looking like everything is sticking good. I've seen these plates at Hobby Lobby. This one on the back says it's $3.99, of course. A lot of times you can catch them on sale, or you can use your 40% coupon. They make great gifts or just home decor. Okay, so I'm going to check these edges, like right here, it is kind of tunneling there, so I'm just going to take my fingernail and try to get that, because I don't want my paint to bleed. So I want to make sure that around the edges, we've got a nice, smooth, it's nice and smooth, so there's no tunneling. Okay, so I already have my paint mix, and the reason I have it mixed is because I mixed a couple of different colors. I only had this dark brown, and I didn't really want dark brown, so I mixed dark brown with orange, because I didn't want it to be like an orange and black pumpkin, because then I'm like, well, that'll look like a tiger, and it's really leopard. And so I mixed these two together, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I turned around and mixed some yellow chalk paint with it. So we're just going to see what happens. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this brown first because I plan to go back and do some black accent. Hopefully it'll be dry enough. Now, my experience with the painting is, and I'm no expert at this, so you might follow someone else that is more of an expert and they might have more tips, but this is my take on it. My experience is the least amount of paint is best. You don't want to completely saturate it, because if you do completely saturate it and just slop it all over, then you're going to risk bleeding, and when you peel your vinyl off, it's going to look bad. So I'm just going to barely dab my paintbrush, and these paintbrushes are, this is what they are: natural bristle, folk art, best for stenciling. I mean, you can use any kind, but with these, it's like got that flat tip. I'm just going to barely dab my paintbrush in the paint, and I'm just going to dab it on. I'm not going to get crazy with it. It is really close to the color of the plate, so I may end up having to add some brown to it, because it is, I'm just going to add a little bit of brown. I'm afraid it's going to be too light and you're not going to be able to see it on the plate. I'm just going to mix that up just a little bit. And you know, I like the idea of having different color variations. So, you know, some of these spots might be dark and some of them might be light. I got too much paint on my brush. Yeah, so like the more paint you have on your brush, of course, the longer it's going to take to dry. This is going to take me a little bit of time to paint these in, but I'm going to try to go as quick as possible, because you guys probably don't want to sit and watch me paint these dots for 30 minutes. But I didn't really want to do two of these, so this is just what we got here. So, let me know if anyone has done stenciling before. If you've done it on plates, or if you, I've done canvas, I've done wood, and now this plate. That's pretty much what I've done, is canvas, wood, and this plate. I don't think this plate, you could do it with this plate if it wasn't textured like this. So if it was smooth, you know, they do make paints that'll stick to anything, but you know, I don't know, I've never tried it. I'm sure you could make it work. So I could probably, I can't see you guys' comments because I'm down here painting, but just to make conversation so you're not sitting here watching nothing. I was going to say, I really could probably spend a small fortune inside hobby stores. I'll go in there with no intentions of buying anything special, and I'll come out with like $100 worth of stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many ideas and so much stuff that I want to do and try, and then I get excited, and then I get overwhelmed when it's time for me to choose what live I'm going to do, because I don't know what project to do. And then I'm always like, I need ideas, and then people will give me ideas, and I'm like, no, that's not really what I want to do. I've already got this and this, and so I've come to realize that I really have more ideas about what projects I want to do than I really think I have. I guess sometimes I just need a little push, I guess. I don't know, but it does get kind of overwhelming. I'll be honest, it gets kind of overwhelming trying to come up with something each week. But I've grown to really enjoy doing these lives, and I feel like it is helpful for some customers. You know, sometimes it might be a project that you're not really interested in, and that's okay. The point is to be interactive with the customers and to answer any questions that you have. So with that being said, I do really encourage everyone to give their feedback. Let me know if you've used the products. Let me know if the video was helpful. And also let us know what kind of things you would like to see us do. Alright, I've almost got it here. So I'm now I'm just brushing over the spots that look like they're a little more saturated, just to kind of get some of that paint off so it'll dry a little bit faster. And also as it's drying, I'm seeing some spots that I missed that are maybe a little bit lighter or that I missed. So I'm just kind of going back over them. And some of these are a little bit darker, so I'm putting my brush in this lighter brown, and I just kind of I don't want them all dark. I think I kind of want them variation of light and dark, so I'm just kind of brushing over, making some of these a little bit lighter, and just putting some variation in it. These would make really great teacher gifts and also Christmas gifts. Really inexpensive, by the way, because sometimes, you know, you go to start purchasing gifts for people and it gets really expensive, especially something that's cute, and everybody seems to like personalized stuff. So this would be a really good idea. And you can also do vinyl on it. But I like the idea of painting. All right, so now while that brown is drying, I'm first gonna check my comments, see if anybody has anything to say. Reba says she's been wanting to try this. Love the pumpkin design. Where can you get the pumpkin pattern? When do you think you will have Stencil available on the web for order? We have done shirts, bleaching, and wood paints, logs, and wow, Rajini, you've done a bunch. Try to stock. When will it be in stock? Okay, so guys, I have to admit, when I said I was going to do this, after I already had it cut and prepared, and I didn't really have time to prepare something else, I was like, oh my gosh, we do not have that on the website. And I see that could potentially be a problem, but Oracal is experiencing lots of delays right now because of COVID and all the mess that we're in right now. And so you don't necessarily have, especially something like this, you don't necessarily have to use the 813. I like the 813 because you can kind of see through it. It is the most popular one to use with the stenciling, but you could use 631. There's 810, 811, there's other stencil films and other products that you can use. Now, with this, I could probably use like 651 if I wanted to, because I don't have to worry about it peeling the paint or being too tacky, or, you know, because I think it would peel off pretty easily. But on surfaces that are painted, or you're worried about too much glue, then you wouldn't want to use that. But I have a lot of customers that do use the removable vinyl, such as the Oracal 631 or even the GTMR. So I'm sorry that this is out of stock and I'm doing this video, but there are other options for that. The 813 is on order. I hope that it will arrive soon. If you're needing just a small amount, give us a call, and we will see if we have any small amounts on the shelf, because sometimes the inventory isn't right. So I'm going to do the same thing with this black. I'm going to go ahead and start painting while I'm talking. Now, someone asked about the design. So I had almost everything I do is from the Silhouette store. I love it because it's inexpensive. I buy like $20 or $30 worth of design. Like I spend like $20 or $30 and I get like $30 or $40 worth of design. So they give you a discount. And those last me forever because most everything is 99 cents or below that I use. So I don't recall if I had the pumpkin already from something else. I think I did. I think I already had that in my library. And I was looking on there and there was some that I could buy that already had the leopard on it, but I didn't really want to do that because I thought, well, I might want to use that leopard for something else. So what I did was I took the pumpkin and then I laid the leopard, I bought the leopard pattern on the Silhouette store. I laid the leopard on top and then I just ungrouped it and sized it. Like if some of the dots were big, I just sized them down. Some of them ran over the lines of the pumpkin and I would just delete them. So I just kind of made my own pattern by having two patterns, if that makes sense. I think my brush is too big. Get the smaller brush. Or around the edges there, because I'm kind of getting into the stuff. So try to be creative whenever you're doing that. Like I try to reuse designs. Rarely do I ever use the design like I buy it. Most of the time I am modifying it or making it smaller, adding something to it. So that way I kind of make it my own. But that's where I get the majority of my stuff. I either design it myself or I buy the design and then I do modify it for myself. And if you're doing this to make money, of course you want to buy the commercial license. You want to give credit where credit is due. So if there is a designer, you want to make sure that you're purchasing the design, you're not taking the design, and you want to give credit where the credit is due. So I honestly can't say who these designers were, but that's how I do my designs. So the leopard is so popular right now. Next week in my live video, I will be unboxing the newest surprise box, the September box. We have a brand new pattern in there, and we also have some new glitter stuff, and so I'll be unboxing that. I would like to know what kind of holiday patterns you want to see, whether it's fall. I feel like fall is like fast approaching, and like if we don't come up with something right now, then we've missed the opportunity. So give us some ideas. We've had people asking for sunflowers. We do have a pattern. We haven't released it yet because it's not ready. It's still in the process of being completed, and so we're working on that. We have a few other ones. Like I said, one of them is going to be in the surprise box. You can purchase that right now, and the surprise box comes out every month on the 10th of the month. So September's box will run from September 10th to October the 9th, and then on October the 10th we'll release another one. One other thing too is right now we have our Labor Day coupon. That is 5% off online. The coupon code is Labor Day 5. All word, one space, so Labor Day and then the number 5 to get 5% off. That does end on Friday, so take advantage of that. I know there's been tons of stuff out of stock. We're trying our best to contact customers if they purchase something that's out of stock, trying to give them other options to purchase something different. So bear with us because it is difficult to get things. And with that being said, it's made it difficult to plan our purchasing. You know, how much are we going to spend? So like I did on the brown, I'm just going through kind of wiping where there's a lot of paint. Okay, so my brown is pretty much dry. I'm going to go with my brush, and I barely want any black on it because I'm just going to kind of go around some of these and just give it some definition or texture, or I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm just going to kind of go around on some of these. And by the time I get this done, it should be dry enough to where I can lift the stencil film off. I guess I painted some canvas one time like this, and it was really difficult. I had trouble with the stencil film sticking to it. So if you decide you want to do a new medium or new surface, then I would suggest testing it before you attack a big project. So I had this large canvas, it's probably like 18 by 18, that I wanted something on. I wanted it to match some furniture pieces I had in my house. And so I decided to make a stencil that said our last name, and then like our wedding anniversary. And so I had this big stencil, and I had it ready. My paint was ready. I was ready to get it done, and I had a really hard time getting my stencil film to stick to my canvas. And what it was just a white canvas, but I painted it and then I stenciled it. So I don't know what happened, but it was really a difficult thing. So it wasn't, I think it was just the surface, the texture. So whenever you're putting vinyl on anything that's textured, you know, you want to pay attention to that. Okay, so what do you guys think? Let's see what you think. Labor Day weekend sale. Jamie's reminding that Connie was in here the other day. She says she loved the buffalo plaid flags. Yes, those are really popular. Tracy says you were right about using a very small amount of paint with stenciling. Yes, I've seen a lot of people just slap it on and then it bleeds underneath and then it's a mess and it doesn't show, it doesn't look very good. So Regina, you said that you've done stenciling on, or the bleaching on the shirts. Can you share some pictures of that? I had a lunch with a friend, and we were talking about the bleaching of the shirts and stuff, and I would like to see the different variations of that, because that's one reason I like the bleaching, because no shirt is the same, and so I really like the unpredictability of that. So I'm going to go ahead. I think this is dry enough. I have just a little bit of spots that look to be a little dark. I think I might kind of All right, I think it's plenty dry. Let's see what it looks like. See if it's an epic fail or not. And I just realized that I forgot my tweezers to pull the inside of the, like the stem and stuff. Shoot. I sure did. Well, I think I can get a hold of it with my fingernail. So far, this is really cute. I do have one little spot down here that bled, but I think it's going to be okay. What do y'all think? I think it turned out pretty good. Get this in here. Gotta find an edge where I can get that with my fingernail. So far, I'm very pleased at the way this turned out. You know, what you could do, I mean, you could just stencil the whole thing leopard and then put a name on top. But usually, I will put these kind of projects in our showroom, either in our Sturgis store or our Evansville store. But honestly, this one might go in my kitchen because it is so cute. All right, what do you guys think? Looks so good. Can't wait to see it when you take stencil off. So yeah, I just took that off, Jessica. Would that particular project need a sealant over it? No, Tiffany, it wouldn't. This would not be intended for eating. It would be more intended for decorative use. And therefore, you probably aren't going to wash it. You're just going to dust it off. So no sealant would be necessary. It should be fine just the way it is. Very cute. It turned out good. Yes, I'm very pleased with it, guys. Do you have any questions? Because I only have a little bit of bleeding down there, like right there. But if you look at it from a distance, you can't even see it. And I think it turned out really cute. I had thought about doing like a turquoise, because turquoise is my favorite color. But I didn't really want to steer away from the leopard look too much. So yeah, so that's it. I'm going to flip my screen around here so we can chat if anybody has any questions, or we can say our goodbyes for the day. But this is the end product or project. And I will post a picture of that on our social media. Please share pictures of what you do, because I love to see what customers use our vinyl and our projects or our products for. The possibilities are so endless, and it's just so fun. I wish I had more time to do crafting, but I don't. And so I make myself make the time whenever I'm doing these live videos. So let's see if anybody has any questions. Everyone's saying it turned out great. I do agree. I've got to pat myself on the back. I'm very pleased with this. It is so cute. And I mean, you could do anything on it, but like I said, I think it would be cute if you just covered the whole thing in the leopard pattern and then just like wrote a name on top of it, and then you could use it all year. It wouldn't be seasonal. So all right, does anybody have any questions? I don't see any new comments. Take advantage of our Labor Day sale. It ends tomorrow. And be looking for new products and new announcements. Next week I will be unveiling or unboxing the surprise box. I'm excited about that one. And give us pattern ideas, new product ideas. And thank you for watching. We supply, you create.